just at Lambeau, just the whole aura, the whole thing, and I mean, this has some extra juice to it with the importance of the game.
Yeah, well, I missed last year, so I'm excited to get back there. Obviously, cool place to play, just with the history and what this game always means, especially late in the season. It seems that it doesn't matter the year; this game means something. So excited to get back there.
Do you expect them to play you differently? I know Justin Jefferson had a big game there, and they have a little different personnel from the first game.
Yeah, I would assume that they'll do some things differently. Any time that you play a team, that far apart, from basically the very first game of the season to almost the very last game. So you're going to see some differences. They're doing some things a lot differently, that they've had some success. And so I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that. But every team kind of has their wrinkles of what they're going to do to try to stop, whatever team, but in particular, obviously, us this week. And you have to be able to adjust on the fly and be really solid in your details and execution when it comes to that opportunity to adjust. Like, you really got to be detailed on what you're doing when you start to adjust and do things on the fly.
Justin was speaking a few minutes ago, and he was talking about that first game against the Packers. He would sometimes turn and expect a player to be there, but nobody was there, and that kind of surprised him. Were you surprised at how open he was in that particular game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, he's obviously one of the best, if not the best receiver in the NFL. So for him to have that much separation is pretty unbelievable. There should be a lot of eyes on him. But, obviously it doesn't surprise me with our coaching staff and then Kirk's ability to be able to read stuff. And then for him, obviously as one of the best players, he's gonna be able to get open and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to have a different plan for him and ways that they're going to try to stop him.
And a team like that can be more dangerous, right? You haven't played them for so long, and then you know that they're fighting to get into the postseason. They're at home. How is it? Is it like you're focusing on a different team than you even saw before, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, the first game of the season, it's got that feeling of almost a must-win, right? And this week has that same feeling as a must-win for both sides, for them and for us. This is a big game. And December football, January football is playoff football. So you got to treat these games like, hey, you got to treat them like it's your last one. And you got to play your best football this time of year. And so we're trying to do what we need to do to prepare and get ready, and then hopefully go out there and play our best football.
In terms of the weather there, you've done far worse at Lambeau, right? Because it's only supposed to be like it is there. So that won't be at least that bad.
Yeah, I always try to prepare for the worst and then just figure it out as we go. Because you never want to prepare for, it's not going to be that bad, and then you get there and it's freezing. So just prepare for the worst and then just let it play out from there.
Adam, at what point did you guys feel like you kind of got it with the offense? It was sort of complex, and in training camp there were times where everyone was saying, we're still working through it, but it seems like in recent weeks there's sort of been an uptick there.
Yeah, well, I think there's kind of a few layers to that. I think the first layer is, actually understanding, okay, what do I have on this play, right? Really understanding the offense. I think we actually did a really good job, I feel like, as an offense of really grasping that pretty early on. Coaches did a great job of installing it in pieces and really making it simplifying it for us to be able to pick it up. And then just a lot of time on task. I mean, we had everybody there in OTAs and training camp to be able to really kind of just get the ball rolling as soon as we could. So I just felt like we did a really good job there. But then there's kind of the second layer to really get comfortable with how coach is going to call the game. How he's going to move guys around, how he's going to do certain things, what kind of routes are you going to be running. It's a lot different than just an install of the offense, right? So I think that's kind of been a work in progress, and I think we're still working through something. I think that usually takes a couple seasons to kind of really get comfortable with what that looks like. But I think the more you can just take ownership in that, and each week that you come in here and you're able to practice a couple times each week, that you kind of just get a little bit more comfortable, and you hope that pays dividends as the season goes on.
And with all that said, Brian O'Neill was saying that TJ doesn't get enough credit for basically learning the playbook in 2 days, he said. And Justin was just saying, yeah, and he never really gets anything wrong. How impressive with everything you just said that he can pick it up that fast.
Yeah, extremely impressive. I think that's what separates him. Obviously, he can beat man-to-man coverage. He can go up and get the football, but the ability to really understand the game of football, understand an offense, like you said, in basically 2 days, and then really not miss a beat after that. That's an ability to take it to that Pro Bowl level, that All-Pro level, when you can kind of combine those things together. So we're thankful to have him on our side. It feels like he's been around here forever, because he's just fit in right with the culture of this locker room, and then on the field as well. It just kind of like it doesn't feel like we've only been playing together for a few weeks. So thankful to have him here.
What have you seen from Watson in his development from week 1 to now?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously haven't been able to watch a ton of what he's doing, but from the little bit I've seen, I think he's got the sky's the limit for him. His ability, his speed, his movement ability. He's got all the tools to be a big time player, and I think you hear that from Aaron. From the beginning of the season with some of his frustrations, because I think he saw the talent and he saw what he could be to that offense, and then now you're seeing it come to fruition and all the touchdowns and catches and big plays he's making. That's why they drafted him where they drafted him, and I'm happy for him, because to have a tough play like that to start your career, but usually that pays dividends, because it kind of makes you it humbles you very quickly and makes you have to work a little extra harder. So glad he's playing well. All right, thanks guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.